I will be the bad guy and defend Sparkle Meg. So, obviously, spoilers for Love is Blind, the final episode, the wedding episode. A lot of people on social media have turned on Sparkle Meg. You can watch all my videos that I made about this season. I don't really like her. I never really liked her. I know that she is MAGA and I know that she is Maha. So, all of that out of the way. But the way that people have turned on her for breaking up with Jordan is kind of crazy to me. I think people are sort of misinterpreting the context of their breakup conversation and just turning it into she always wanted a rich guy. I knew it. I knew it. And it's like, I don't think that's what it was, right? I think two separate things are happening. One, that Jordan had already criticized her for being mean to him, right? She was abrasive. She was like trying to control him. In my first video about the season, I said when they were on the honeymoons, I also would have freaked out if she had spoken to me the way that she spoke to him, right? So during the breakup, she wasn't going to be like, this is why I'm breaking up with you because you're X and Y and Z and A and B, right? She already knew that he doesn't respond well to feedback in that way. The real reason that I think she broke up with him is because he wasn't that good a partner, right? When we saw them in the apartments, he said, I don't want to talk to you after work. I don't want to talk to you about my job. I don't ever want to talk to you about my job, who my coworkers are, what I'm doing. We still don't know what he does. I'm never going to have energy with you. I want to sit here and watch a movie, which is fine, right? That's not like an indictment on the blue collar working class man, but it is interesting that everyone is sort of defending this behavior as normal, where it's like marriage, 70% of marriage is like hanging out. 70% of marriage is like getting dinner together and like sitting around, right? He wants to sit around in silence. He wants a woman to sit there and watch him watch TV. That's not exciting. That's not glamorous. That's not romantic. That's not what anyone would sign up. I don't know why everyone is like freaking out to defend him. So either he wants a relationship where she exists solely to orbit him and his moods, right? Whenever he wants to talk, they talk. Whenever he wants to hang out, they hang out. Whenever he wants to participate, he participates. And she is supposed to what exactly? Because the guy that she fell in love with, the guy in the pods, Mr. Party over there, like we saw him on the honeymoon. We saw him at the bachelor party. We saw him at that rodeo thing. Like he is the life of the party. He loves drinking. He loves talking. He loves chatting, except to Megan. To Sparkle Meg, he was like, when we are in this apartment, I do not want to ever speak to you. And it was like, who is that, right? I want to marry this guy. I don't want to marry this guy. This guy sucks. And everyone is going to say, well, he has a job. We all have jobs. You know what I mean? We all have, well, Sparkle Megan doesn't have a job, but we all have jobs. You cannot say, I work 5 days a week, so I'm allowed to not speak to my partner. That is crazy. The other thing is, if he's reserving all of his energy for Luca, who he apparently has custody of 4 days a week, okay, what about the other 3 days a week, right? What about the 4 days where you don't have Luca, right? Like, I don't think that you can say, I don't want to ever talk to you unless my kid is present, because I'm saving all of my energy for when we are at parties around other people or when we're in front of my kid. Because what it's giving, what I said, is that he is very good at the performance of being a good guy, right? He knows how to like be nice and smart and happy and friendly and chatty until you're sitting in the apartment after work on a Wednesday at 7 and he's like, don't speak to me, don't look at me. Like, I would have fully backed up. As soon as we had this conversation, I would have been like, oh, I'm out. People are mad about the Luca thing, and yes, it is very sad that she did meet his 5-year-old son, but like, they met one time. They met one time. I think we instead should be focusing on the fact that he wants someone to orbit him and completely subsume themselves under his moods, right? He wants to decide the tenor of the relationship 100% of the time, and it's very odd that nobody is acknowledging that. If Love is Blind is an experiment, I think that the real experiment is on us, right? Because something, and I wrote about this on Substack after like season 6, the only thing that that the show consistently does is find a woman and make everyone turn on her, right? They did it with Zeneb, they did it with Jessica in season 1. Every season there is one woman who somehow becomes the villain, and I pointed out every single season, I'm like, I think that you guys are like turning on this woman weirdly harshly and weirdly quickly. People are also mad at KB for saying no to Edmond, which I clocked as soon as they met. She was never going to marry this guy, right? And I said, my issues with him are not because he was in the foster care system. I say that very, very clearly. Whatever issues he has, I wish him all of the best. I hope that he gets the help that he needs. But she very clearly on the show, on camera, said that he has a fake personality, that he is performing. When the cameras are on, he is Mr. Smiley, Mr. Pick, Mr. He. And then when the cameras are off, he is terrorizing her. He's mean to her. He tells her to shut up, not speak to him, and also curses at her. And nobody's acknowledging that, right? Like, I'm in the comments of other people's posts being like, wait, why are we feeling bad for Edmond? Edmond is mean to her. Edmond is performing good guy for you guys, and you guys are falling for it again. Apparently, the easiest thing in the world is to get people to believe that a guy is good because he, like, smiles and laughs a couple of times. And, like, it is very sad that Edmond has a horrible relationship with his mother. I don't know where his mother is. I don't know where his mother was while he was growing up. That's not my business anymore. The season's over. But It is still crazy to me that all this guy had to do was cry a little bit at the altar, and all of a sudden we forget that he was fully cursing at her off camera, right? If I think about it with my housewives brain, this can sort of be like a manipulation tactic, or like who is going to win the sympathy of the audience, right? And that's exactly what that boy did with Zeneb, right? He knew that we were going to feel bad for him and he threw her under the bus. And now with KB, Edmond is like, all I have to do is be a little bit weird and a little bit sad on camera, and you guys are going to turn on a woman. I'm not going to forget what KB said about the way that Edmond behaves, right? Like, I didn't see him behave badly on camera because he didn't want us to see him behave badly, but I know when someone is performing, and the performance of being a good guy is never going to get me, right? I'm going to believe her. So she says that he's cursing at her and being really, really mean to her, and then kissing her when the cameraman shows up. I don't know why everyone is rushing to defend him. I'm sorry. I wish all of these people an ounce of luck, but it is weird how we as a society are so quick to turn on a woman when she behaves in a way that you don't approve of.